Stream's active. Starting for the ACP lineup, we have Ryan G, number 9, a junior. I'm good. Matisse Hervey, number 5, junior. Yeah. Tanner Hamlin, number 16, sophomore. Lucas McDougall, number 18, sophomore. Sydney Lyons, number 15, senior. Zach Lund, number 14, sophomore. Jonah Mello, number 10, senior. John Canner, number 1, sophomore. Jad Al-Sheikh, number 7, senior. Ian Booth, number 12, junior. Elias Hernandez, number 17, senior. Basel Al-Hassan, number 8, senior. Adrian Bofa, number 13, senior. And that's all for our ACP nights. They're doing the warm-ups right now, so do we need to have the mic on? Starting off the serve for Seton Catholic, number 2. Ball's over. Oh, and it's tipped by Adrian both on a Seton Catholic point. Number 2 back to serve again. Ball's over, but out. ACP point. Number 8, Basel Al Hassan back to serve. Ball's over. Set up for number 11 at the net, but it's hit out of bounds. ACP point. Basel back to serve again. Ball's over. Hit up by the libero. Set up for number 14 and tipped at the net. And a dig attempt by Jad, but it falls short. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve. Ball's over. Tipped by Sydney Lions, and it's Seton Catholic point. Number 14 back to serve again. Ball's over. Passed by Adrian Botha. Set up for number 15, and it's a free ball over. Seton Catholic sets it over for number 11. Blocked at the net by Elias. Hit over by number 20 for Seton Catholic. Ball set up for Sydney. And it falls over. A kill for Sydney Lions. Adrian Botha goes back to serve. Ball's over the net and hits number 20 in the arms, but falls down. Point to ACP. Adrian Botha back to serve. Ball's over. Hit by number 14. Set up for number 11. And pass, and it's a kill for Seton Catholic. Number 11 goes back to serve. Ball's over. Passed by Jad. Set up for Elias. And tipped over. The ball's set up. And number 11 hits it over, but it's blocked by Elias at the net. Point to ACP. Elias goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed. Oh, and stuffed at the net by Zach Lund. Point to ACP. Elias goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by number 14. Set up for number 21. Tipped at the net. Passed by Adrian Botha. And sent over by Jad, a free ball. Ball set up for number 1. And it's hit out of bounds. Point to ACP. Elias goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by number 14. Set up for number 13. Hit over the net. Passed by Elias. Passed again by Basel. And a free ball sent over by the Knights. The ball set up for number 7, and it's tipped over the net, passed by Basel, passed again by Elias, and a free ball sent over by Zach Lund. Ball sent over by number 13, tipped at the net, Passed by Boston and set up for Sydney Lions. And it's blocked at the net and falls out of bounds. Seton Catholic point. Or ACP point. Elias goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by the libero. Set up for number 21. Tipped at the net. Passed by Sydney Lions. Passed again by Elias. Oh, and the ball falls right at the net. A difficult pass for any player to make. Seton Catholic goes back to serve. Ball's sent over, passed by Adrian, and set up for Adrian. Hit at the net, and it's blocked. And it's blocked again by Zach Lund. He tips it down. Point to ACP. Sydney Lions back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed, set up by number 18, and a free ball sent over. Passed by Jonah. Set up for Zach, and a down ball sent over. And it's in, hits the back of the line. Point to ACP. Sydney Lions goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Past the libero. Set up for number 21. And it's hit down off of Adrian Bofa's arms. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 for Seton Catholic goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah Mello. And contested at the net by Basel Al Hassan, and he wins the battle. Point to ACP. Jadal Sheik goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by number 14. Set up by number 18. And set for number 14, who tips it over. Ball set up for Adrian Bofa, who hits it out. Point to Seton Catholic. The libero, number 1 for Seton Catholic, goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Adrian Bofa. Passed again by Basel. And sent over by Adrian. Ball set up for number 11. It's tipped at the net off of 2 players' arms and falls down. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 1 sends the ball over. Passed by Adrian again. Set up for Zach, who hits a down ball over. Passed by number 7. Set up for number 7. And it's hit out of bounds. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball set up for number 14, who hits it, blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Seton Catholic point. Number 13 checks in for number 18 for Seton Catholic. Number 2 goes back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by Adrian Bofa. Hit up by Jonah Mello, but it falls down. Point to Seton Catholic. Adrian seems to be having trouble with some of those passes. Ball sent over, passed by Jad. Set up by Basel for Elias. Tipped at the net, but it falls down. ACP point. Basel Al Hassan goes back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by number 14. Set up for number 13, who hits the ball over. Pass by Adrian Bofa. Set up by Elias. And set up, and Adrian hits it over, and it's a point for ACP. He found a perfect tip spot right in the middle of the blockers. Bosso goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by the libero. Sent over by number 13. Dug by Jonah Mello, and sends it over the net. Ball's tipped by number 11. Passed by Bossel. Passed by two players. Oh, and they call a double hit on ACP. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Jad. Set up for Sydney. And he misses the ball. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Adrian. Set up for Elias, who tips it over. Ball set up for number 13. He hits the ball over. Passed by Jonah Mello. Set up for Adrian, who hits the ball over. Passed by number 14. And it's tipped at the net by Adrian Bofa, and Elias saves it. Oh, and they call 4 hits on ACP. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by Chad. Sent over by Elias and contested at the net, but it falls down. Point to ACP. Adrian Bofa goes back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by number 14. Ball set up by number 11. Blocked by Elias at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Elias' net play in this early game has been outstanding. Number 11 serves the ball. Passed by Jad. Set up for Elias and tipped over. Ball set up for number. Oh, and it's a perfect fake set. Point to Seton Catholic. That had just about everyone confused. Number 11 goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah Mello. Set it for Elias. And hit down, but it's out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic as they take the lead. Number 11 serves the ball over. Passed by Jonah Mello. And it falls down. Point to Seton Catholic. Timeout ACP. As we resume play, Seton Catholic sends the ball over, and ACP then sends the ball over. And the ball falls down on Seton Catholic's side. Bad communication. Point to ACP. Hattie checks in for Zach Lund. Elias Hernandez back to serve. Elias sends the ball over. Set up for number 7 and hit out of bounds once again. Point to ACP. Number 7 for Seton Catholic seems to be struggling to get his hits in. Elias back to serve. Ball sent over. Set up for number 21. Hit at the net, passed by Elias. Set up for number 7, Jad. Blocked at the net, but saved by Jad. And then Sydney Lyons sends the ball over. Ball set up for number 7 and hit out of bounds once again. Point to ACP as they take the lead, 18-17. Elias back to serve once again. Ball sent over. Set up for number 13 and hit over. Bounced up by Bossel and sent over. What an amazing play. Set up for number 21 and hit out of bounds. Point to AC. Oh, and they call a tip. Point to Seton Catholic. Jonah Mello checks in for Elias Hernandez. Number 13 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Adrian Bofa. And sent over by the net by Bossel, but it's hit down by number 21. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by Adrian Bofa. Set up for Hattie Shaban. And hit down but blocked at the net. Ball set up for again by Hattie, but he misses. And Jad can't get the ball over. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over, passed by Jonah Mello. Oh, and it's a shanked pass. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Out of bounds, point to ACP. Sydney Lyons goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Hit with one hand by the libero, and it hits the net and falls down. Point to ACP. Sydney Lyons back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by the libero. Set up for number 7, who hits the ball, and Jonah Mello passes it. Ball set up for Jad, and it falls down once again on his side. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah Mello. Passed again by Sydney. It's sent over by Bossel. Seton Catholic sets it up for number 2, but it's blocked at the net, but falls down on the ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah Mello. Set up for number 7, Jad, and it hits the net and falls on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Game point for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah. Set up for Hattie and tipped over, but dug by Seton Catholic. Sent over by number 14, but out of bounds. Point to ACP. Bossel Hassan back to serve. My mistake, it's Jad Al-Sheikh back to serve. Ball sent over. Dug by Seton Catholic. And sent over by number 14, but it hits the net. Falls on Seton Catholic side. Point to ACP. Jad Al-Sheikh back to serve. Ball sent over. Dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2, but blocked at the net by Bofa, but it hits the ground on ACP side. Game point to Seton Catholic. As we resume play, Hattie Shaban goes back to serve, and he serves it out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 for Seton Catholic goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Off the hands of Bossel, and it falls down. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 back to serve again. Ball's in. Ace for Seton Catholic. Number 2 sends the ball over. Off the hands of Tanner Hamblin, the Knights are struggling to get the ball over. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 sends the ball over. Passed by Tanner Hamblin. Passed again by Lucas and sent over by Hattie. Ball set up for number 14. Tipped over. Dug by Hattie. Set up for Hattie again. And it hits number 6 right in the hands. Point to ACP. Number 12, Ian Booth goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by number 6. Pass again by number 2. And contested at the net by Tanner Hamblin. But Seton Catholic saves it. Hit over again by Elias. Tipped over by Seton Catholic, but it falls out of bounds. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ball sent over. Dug by Seton Catholic, but it falls down. A point to ACP. Number 4 checks in for number 8 for Seton Catholic. Ian Booth back to serve again. Pass by number 7. Set up for number 1. He hits a free ball over. Pass by Bossel. Set up for Elias and hit down, but dug by Seton Catholic. Then tipped over by Seton Catholic. Ball set up for Lucas, who hits it out. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over, but out of bounds. Point to ACP. Elias Hernandez back to serve. Ball sent over. Dug by number 4. And the setter tries to send it over, but sends it out of bounds. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over. Dug by number 1. Set up for number 14, but he jumps a little early, and the ball falls down. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over, and a very short serve, and it falls down off of number 7's hands. Point to ACP. Elias goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Set up for number 14, who tips it over. Passed by Hattie. Passed again by Zach. And set up for Hattie, who hits it out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 for Seton Catholic back to serve. As number 6 checks in for number 4. Ball sent over. Passed by Tanner Hamlin. Set up for Ian Booth. And it's hit by the net, but dug by Seton Catholic. But the ball falls down as Seton Catholic couldn't get the ball over. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello checks in for Lucas McDougall. Bossel Hassan back to serve. My mistake, Jonah Mello back to serve. Seems to be confusion on the court from Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by number 7. Hit again by number 2. And a down ball sent over by number 1. Hit over again by Bossel. Set up for number 7, and he hits it out of bounds once again. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by number 7. Set up for number 7. And it's blocked at the net by the Knights. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello back to serve again. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 6, who tips it over. Pass by Ian Booth. Set up for Zach, who sends the ball over. And pass by number 1, but it falls short at the net. Point to ACP. Number 10, Jonah Mello back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 8, but blocked at the net, but saved by Seton Catholic. Ball's dug by Bossel, and Hattie sends it over on a tip. And Seton Catholic returns it off of Jonah Mello's hands. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 for Seton Catholic back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Tanner Hamblin. Set up for Tanner, who tips it at the net. Oh, and they call a net touch on ACP. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Tanner Hamlin. Pass again by Ian Booth. And Tanner Hamlin sends a free ball over. Ball set up for number 6, who down balls it over, but it's out of bounds. Point to ACP. Number 18 comes in to check in for number 8. Tanner Hamlin back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by number 1. Set up for number 2. And blocked to the net, but it falls out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. John Kenner checks in for Tanner Hamlin. Number 7's back to serve for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Dug by Bossel. Set up for Ian, who hits the ball down. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Dug by Jonah Mello. And they call a net touch on ACP. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 sends the ball over. Passed by Bossel. Set up for Ian Booth. And it's sent out of bounds. Point, or they call a touch. A touch on Seton Catholic. Point to ACP. Bossel Al Hassan back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Blocked at the net by Elias. Point to ACP. Bossel back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 1. It's touched at the net by ACP. Set up for Ian Booth. Blocked at the net. And it falls down, but Seton Catholic saves it. And Hattie sends it down. Point to ACP. Bossel back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Sent over by number 14. Dug by John Kenner, but it falls short at the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 4 comes to check in for number 6 for Seton Catholic. Number 4 goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Jonah Mello. Set up for Ian Booth, who sends the ball over inbounds. Point to ACP. Lucas McDougal checks in for John Amello. Hattie Chabon goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14. Blocked at the net by Elias, but it falls out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 back to serve for Seton Catholic as number 8 checks in for number 18. Ball sent over. Pass by John Canner. Set up by Bossel for Lucas McDougal, who sends it out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over by number 2. Pass by John Canner. Set up for Lucas McDougal, who tips it at the net, and it finds a dead zone in the Seton Catholic defense. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve as Tanner Hamblin checks in for John Canner. Ian sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 8, who sends a free ball over. Dug by Tanner at the net. Oh, and it falls down on the ACP side. Seton Catholic point. Number 17 checks in for number 7 for Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Ian Booth. Set up for Elias, who hits the ball over. But Seton Catholic saves it. Passed again by Ian. Tipped at the net by Hattie. And tipped again by Lucas, but they can't get the ball over the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Bossel. Set it for Elias, who tips the ball over. Dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14, who sends the ball over. Ball set up for Hattie, who hits it into the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Ian Booth. Hit over by Tanner. Touch at the net. And it's ACP point. A great kill for Tanner. Zach Lund comes in for libero Bossel Hassan. Elias Hernandez back to serve. A short serve. Dug by Seton Catholic, but it hits the roof and falls down. Point to ACP. That took a weird bounce off of a pipe in the roof. Elias back to serve again. Another short serve. Passed by Seton Catholic. And a free ball sent over. Passed again by Ian Booth. Set up for Zach Lund, who hits it down and hits it right into the number 1, who can't do anything but swallow the blow. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14, but it's tipped at the net by Tanner Hamblin, and it falls down on Seton Catholic's side. Point to ACP. Seton Catholic takes a timeout to stop the momentum from ACP. As we resume play, Elias Hernandez is back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 8. And hits the body of Elias. And then a touch by Seton Catholic. Point to ACP. I don't think they intended for that. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 17. And blocked at the net by Zach Lund. Seton Catholic saves it. Sent over again. Pass by Elias. And sent down but saved by Hattie. Point to Seton Catholic as it falls down. Number 14 back to serve for Seton Catholic. Number 6 subs in for number 4 for Seton Catholic. Number 14 sends the ball over. Passed by Tanner Hamblin. Tipped by Zach Lund. Passed by Seton Catholic. And a free ball sent over. But it's out of bounds. Point to ACP. They remain 2 points away from a game point. Jonah Mello comes to check in for Lucas McDougal. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball's out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Tanner Hamblin. Set up for Zach Lund. Hit at the net, but it's in. A kill for Zach Lund. Point to ACP. They are now at game point. 18 checks in for number 8. Tanner Hamlin goes back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Tipped at the net. Saved by Tanner Hamlin. And set up for Ian Booth, who sends the ball over. Ball set up for number 17. Blocked at the net, and it's point to ACP. Ian Booth sends the ball back over. As we resume play, Seton Catholic goes back to serve. Number 2 sends the ball over. Pass by Ian Booth. Saved by Ian, but the ball is out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Pass by Bossel. Set up for Elias. Oh, it's a missed set. Point to Seton Catholic. But serve hits the net, falls down on Seton Catholic side. Point to ACP. Lucas McDougall checks in for Jonah Mello. Hadi Shaban back to serve. Ball sent over, and it's an ace for Hadi. Point to ACP. Hadi back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 11. And it hits the net. It's blocked by Elias. Ball sent over again by Elias. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 13, but blocked at the net by Lucas. And it falls on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve. Ball's hit over. Pass by Bossel. Oh, and it's a missed set by Hadi. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over by number 14. Pass by Bossel. Set by Hadi, but it's short for Elias, and he can't get it over the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 sends the ball over. Passed by John Canner. Set by Hadi, and sent over by Elias. They call a double hit on ACP. Seton Catholic point. Number 14 sends the ball over. Pass by Bossel. Set up for Lucas. And hit down out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Both set in. Set up for Ian, but it hits the net and he can't get the ball over. Point to Seton Catholic. Timeout at ACP. Ball set up for Lucas, and it's blocked at the net. Falls down on the ACP side. Seton Catholic point. Number 14 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by John Canner. Hit again by Hattie, and it falls out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Matisse checks in for Lucas McDougall. And Tanner Hamlin checks in for John Canner. Number 14 sends the ball over. Pass by ACP. Set it for Ian Booth, and it's killed by Ian Booth. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve now. Ball sent over. Off the hands of Seton Catholic. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 11. Tipped at the net, but passed by Tanner Hamlin. Set up for Tanner Hamlin. And spiked down off of number 1's arm. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 20, who hits the ball over. Pass by Hattie. Set up for Hattie. And hit into the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 11 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Ian Booth. Set up for Matisse. And tipped at the net by Seton Catholic, but it falls down out of bounds. Point to ACP. Zach Lund comes in for Basel Al Hassan. Elias Hernandez sends the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up and blocked the net by Zach. Ball set up again. A free ball sent over by number 20. Set up for Tanner Hamlin, who hits it and it's blocked at the net but falls on Seton Catholic's side. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 13, who tips the ball over. Passed by Elias Hernandez. And hit over again by Tanner Hamlin into the net. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Elias sends the ball over. It's short, hits the net, and falls on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. As Bostel checks in for Elias Hernandez. 13 for Seton Catholic back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Ian Booth. And hit set over by Hattie Chabon, finding the dead zone. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello checks in for Matisse Hervé. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 6. Hit out of bounds. Point ACP. Ball's over by Jonah Mello. And sent down by Zach. Sent over again by Seton Catholic. Hits the roof. Saved by Hattie. And sent over by Tanner. In once again. Tanner is on a kill streak. Jonah Mello back to serve again. Ball's over. Off the arms of Seton Catholic. Point to ACP as they tie the game back up. Timeout Seton Catholic. As we resume play, Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Oh, and it finds a den zone in ACP defense. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Ian Booth. Tipped by Hattie. Blocked at the net by Seton Catholic, but Tanner Hamlin saves it and sends a free ball over into a dead zone. Point to ACP. It's tied up again at 13-13. Tanner Hamlin back to serve. Ball sent over. Oh, and it's out of bounds. So close to an ace. John Kanner checks in for Tanner Hamlin. Number 1 for Seton Catholic sends. Oh, and the serve's short. Point to ACP as it's knotted up again at 14. Zach Lund checks in for Elias Hernandez. Basso Hassan back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic, but it falls short at the net. Point to ACP. Basso goes back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Saved by number 18. And a free ball attempt is sent over, but it's out of bounds. Point to ACP. Basso back to serve again. Ball is short, and it's Seton Catholic point. Number 2 back to serve. Serves up and over. Pass by John Kanner. Set up for Ian Booth, and it's tipped to the net, but it hits the post. Out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball set up for Elias Hernandez. Dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14. Blocked at the net by Elias. Oh, but Seton Catholic saves it. And a free ball sent over. Passed by Basso Hassan. Set up for Ian Booth, and it's hit at the net. Blocked by Seton Catholic, but it falls on Seton Catholic's side. Ball's passed by Jonah Mello. Set up for Ian Booth, and it's finally hit and killed. Point to ACP. Hattie Shaban back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Sent over by number 14, but it's out of bounds. Point ACP. Hattie back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic, but it falls down. Point to ACP. Hattie sends the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Tipped at the net by number 11. Passed by Hattie. Set up for Hattie. And the ball sent over. Hits the net, but falls on Seton Catholic's side. Ball's blocked at the net by Ian Booth and Elias Hernandez, but it falls in a dead zone on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over by number 14. Passed by the Knights. Set up for Ian Booth. And spiked down and killed by Ian Booth. Point to ACP. Adrian Bofa comes in for John Kanner. Ian Booth back to serve now. Ball sent over by Hattie, but it's out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over by number 11. And it's in. Ace for Seton Catholic. Number 11 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Adrian Bofa. And the ball falls on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 11 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Ian Booth. Set up for Adrian Botha. Tipped over the net. Dug by Seton Catholic. Passed and sent over by number 4. Elias Hernandez passes it. Set up for Elias. Hits the net and falls over. The Seton Catholic saves it. And they send a free ball over. Passed by Adrian Botha. Set up by Elias, who tips it down and falls on the ACP on Seton Catholic side. Point to ACP. As Zach Glenn checks in for Basel Al Hassan. Elias Hernandez back to serve now. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 7. And hits the net and falls on Seton Catholic's side. Point to ACP. Elias back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 6, who hits the ball in. And they call in. A tough call for ACP, but it's Seton Catholic point. It remains a 1-point game as Basel Al Hassan checks in for Elias Hernandez. Number 13 back to serve. Ball sent out of bounds. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello checks in for Matisse Hervé. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent to, the serve is short. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 sends, and that serve is short. Point to ACP. Game point. Adrian Bofa back to serve. Ball sent over. And it's an ace for Adrian. Point to ACP as they win the game. It's now 2-1 lead for ACP. If they can win this third set, they can win the game. As we resume play, Hattie Shaban is back to serve for ACP. Hattie sends the ball over, passed by Seton Catholic. Set it for number 7, who sends it down below, out of bounds. Point to ACP. Hattie back to serve again. Ball sent over. A short serve, dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Passed by Bossel. Passed again by Hattie. And sent, but blocked by Seton Catholic. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 sends the ball over for Seton Catholic. Off of Jad's hands, point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over the net. Passed by Jad. Set it for Ian Booth, but blocked at the net again, but saved by the Knights. Blocked by Seton Catholic once again. Ball set up for Sydney. Sent, and it's a kill for Sydney. Ball lands inbounds. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve. Ball sent over the net. And inbounds. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 11 and hit down. A monstrous kill for number 11. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 17 checks in for number 7 as number 14 goes back to serve. Ball sent over the net. Passed by Bossel. Passed again and sent over by Elias. Ball set up for number 11 and another huge kill for Seton Catholic. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve again. Ball sent over the net. Passed by Bossel. Passed again, hit over by Elias. Set up for number 11. Blocked at the net by Elias. And hit down again by Elias. Point to ACP. Zach Lund comes in for Bossel Hassan. As Elias Hernandez goes back to serve. Elias sends the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Tipped at the net by Seton. Set up for City Lions. Sends the ball over. Tipped at the net. Passed by Seton Catholic. And a free ball sent over. Passed again by Elias. Set up for Zach, who tips the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 1, who sends the ball over. Ball set up for Elias, or Ian, who tips the ball over, barely. A free ball sent over by Seton Catholic. Passed by Hattie. Set up for Hattie, who hits the ball into the net once again. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 11 back to serve. Ball sent over. Set up for Zach Lund, but he tips it into the net, point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over, but it's out of bounds, point to ACP. Jonah Mello checks in for Sydney Lions. Jonah Mello back to serve. Jonah sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 17. Tipped at the net by ACP, but saved by Bossel. But Jad can't get the ball over. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by Jad, and hit over by Hattie. A contested ball at the net is killed by Zach Lund. Point to ACP. Number 18 checks in for number 8 for Seton Catholic. Adrian Bofa checks in for Jad Al-Sheikh. Adrian Bofa back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by number 1. Set up for number 2. And it's out of bounds. Point to ACP. Seton Catholic looking for a touch. Oh, and then they reverse the call. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 7 checks in for number 17. And number 14 checks in for number 4. Number 7 goes back to serve for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by Bossel. And it's hit over the net by Hattie. Hattie sets it up for Zach. Blocked at the net by Seton Catholic. But they can't recover. ACP point. Bossel sends the ball over. Dug by Seton Catholic. And it's blocked at the net by ACP. Point to ACP. Bossel Al-Hassan back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Tipped at the net by ACP and hit by Jonah, but it hits the wall. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 1 for Seton Catholic goes back to serve. 21 checks in for number 11. Ball sent over by number 1. Passed by Adrian Bofa. Set up for Ian Booth. And it's tipped at the net, but it falls on Seton Catholic's side. Point to ACP. Another great kill for Ian Booth. As Sydney Lyons checks in for Jonah Mello. Hattie Siobhan back to serve. Hattie sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. It's at the net, and Elias sends it down. Point to ACP. Hattie back to serve again. Ball sent over. Passed again by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 1, who downballs the ball over. Passed by Bossel Al-Hassan. Set up for Ian, who tips it over. It's blocked by Seton Catholic. Saved by Adrian Bofa. Saved by Hattie. But the ball finally falls down. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 back to serve. 8 checks in for number 18. Adrian Bofa passes the ball. Ian Booth sends the ball over, but it's out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 2 back to serve. Pass by Adrian Bofa. Set up for Ian Booth. And it's tipped at the net, but it falls on the Seton Catholic side. Point ACP. Ian Booth sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. And hit down by number 14, but the ball hits the net and saved by Adrian Bofa, who sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 8. Blocked at the net. Oh, and saved again by Seton Catholic. And a miraculous hit for Seton Catholic, but Elias Hernandez is right there to send the ball back down. Point to ACP. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ball sent over the net. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 11. It's off the hands of Elias and Adrian. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 17 checks in for number 7. (14) back to serve. Ball sent over and just gracing the net. Set up for Elias. On Seton Catholic point, they call a double hit. Number 14 back to serve again. Ball sent over and off the hand of Bossel. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 14 back to serve. Ball sent over. Oh, and off the hands of Ian Booth. Ball had a crazy spin on it, and Ian couldn't get a good hold on it. Point to Seton Catholic. Ball sent over again. Pass by Ian. Oh, number 11 sends it back down. Oh, and the ACP gets the point off the hands of number 2. Zach Lund comes in for Bossel Hostin. Elias Hernandez back to serve. Ball sent over the net. Pass by Seton Catholic. Tipped at the net by number 11. He sends the ball down. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 4 checks in for number 14. Number 11 back to serve. Ian Booth passes the ball. Adrian Botha sends a free ball over right into a dead spot of the defense. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello checks in for City Lions. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent over, passed by Seton Catholic, and tipped at the net by Seton Catholic. And they call Seton Catholic point as it's out of bounds. Number 8 sends the ball over, passed by Ian Booth, set it for Zach Lund, and he hits it out of bounds. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve again. Pass by Ian Booth. Set up for Ian. And he hits the ball down off the roof. And Seton Catholic saves it. And they get it over the net. Ball set up for Zach Lund as he tips the ball over. Ball set up for number 21. It's tipped at the net. Saved by Hattie. Set up for Hattie. But he sends the ball out of bounds once again. Point Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve. Adrian Bofa passes the ball. Set up for Zach. And it's spiked down. An amazing kill. Point to ACP. 18 checks in for number 8. John Canner back to serve. Ball sent over. Oh, off the hands of number 1, an ace for ACP. John Canner back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set for number 1 as he downballs the ball over. Pass by Bossel. And killed by Ian Booth. Oh, and they call it out of bounds. Point Seton Catholic. Number 14 and number 7 check in for number 4 and number 17. Ball sent over by number 7. Out of bounds, point ACP. Basel Hassan back to serve. Ball sent over, pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 2. Oh, and blocked with the net. They call it double hit on ACP. Number 1 back to serve. Pass by Basel. Set up for Elias, who hits the ball over, but it's out of bounds. Point Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by John Canner. Set up for Ian, who sends the ball over. Set up for number 7, who down balls the ball over. Passed again by John. Set up for Elias, who tips the ball over. Ball set up for number 14. And they call it out of bounds. Point ACP. Seton Catholic wants a touch, but the refs won't give it to him. And now they're giving points Seton Catholic. Number 1 back to serve again. Ball sent over. Pass by John Canner. Set up for Elias, who tips the ball over. Set up for number 2. Passed by Basel. Ball set up for Ian, who tips the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. And sent over by down ball. Hattie sets the ball. Oh, and it's a bad set. Elias can't get to it. It's a set point for Seton Catholic. That should be a set point. But we'll play on. And it's blocked at the net by Seton Catholic. Point, and they win the set. As we resume play, Seton Catholic sends the ball over. Ball set up for Ian. It hits the net and hits the Seton Catholic player and falls down. Point ACP. Ball sent over by Hattie. Dug by Seton Catholic. And tipped at the net by Elias. Ball set up for Ian, who tips the ball over. Dug by Seton Catholic. Ball to set for number 1, who downballs the ball over. Pass by Bossel. Set up for Elias, who tips the ball over. Ball set up for number 11, and it's hit out of bounds. Point to ACP. Hattie Shaban back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14. It hits the net. Point to ACP. Hattie Shaban back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Hit over by number 11. Saved by Elias. And sent over by Hattie. Ball sent over by number 13. Set up for Matisse, who sets the ball over. Dug by number 11. Set up for number 13, who hits the ball over. Dug by John Canner. Set up for Ian, and he tips the ball over. Dug once again by Seton Catholic. Hit over again by 13. Dug by John. Passed and set and hit and killed by Ian Booth. Hattie Shaban back to serve. Ball hits the net and falls over. And point to ACP. They call it double hit. Hattie Shaban back to serve. Ball's hit over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 14, who tips the ball over. Dug by John Canner. Set up for Ian, who hits the ball and it falls on ACP's side. Ball's dug by John Canner. Hit over by Elias. Passed by Seton Catholic. Hit by number 11, but tipped at the net. And Matisse Hervey sends the ball over. Ball set up for number 8, who hits the ball over. Passed by Boswell. Set up for Ian. And it's dug again by number 14. Point to ACP. They call it another double hit. Ian Booth back to serve. Tanner Hamblin checks in for John Canner. Ian Booth sends the ball over. Dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 13, who hits the ball. Passed by Tanner. Set up for Ian, who sends the ball back over. Dug by Seton Catholic. Set up for number 1, who downballs the ball over. Passed by Bossel. Set up for Elias, who hits the ball over, but dug by Seton Catholic. Hit over by number 17. Tipped to the net. Set up for Tanner. And it hits the net. But the Knights save it. Sent over again by free ball by Tanner Hamblin. Ball's tipped to the net by Seton Catholic. Saved by ACP. And Elias Hernandez finally sends the ball down after about 2 minutes of net play there. Ian Booth back to serve again. Ian Booth sends the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Hit over by number 17. Dug by Ian Booth. Saved by Hattie. And a free ball sent out. Oh, but it hits the net. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 11 back to serve for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by Ian Booth. Set up for Elias, who sends the ball down into the deep corner. Point to ACP. Elias Hernandez back to serve. Elias sends the ball over. Pass by Seton Catholic. Blocked by Zach at the net. But Seton Catholic recovers. Blocked again by Matisse. And it's an ACP point. Ryan G checks in for Hadi Shaban. Elias Hernandez back to serve again. Ball sent over the net. Pass by Seton Catholic. Blocked by Tanner Hamblin at the net, but it falls on ACP side. Point to Seton Catholic. Number 8 back to serve. Ball sent over. Pass by Ian Booth. Set up for Tanner, and he hits it into the net. It falls on Seton Catholic side, and the ball falls down. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent over the net. Off the hands of Seton Catholic, and the ball falls down. Ball sent over by Seton Catholic, and the ball is out of bounds. Point to ACP. Jonah Mello back to serve. Ball sent over, but it's out of bounds. Seton Catholic point. Number 7 goes back to serve. Ball sent over the net. Passed by Bossel. Set up for Zach. Hit over the net. Set up for 21. Who hits it and hits back line. Point Seton Catholic. Number 7 back to serve. Ball sent over. Passed by Ian Booth. Saved by Ryan G. And hit over by Zach Lund. Seton Catholic attempts for a kill, but it's hit out of bounds. John Canner checks in for Tanner Hamblin. John Canner goes back to serve. John sends the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. Hit over, and then dug by John. And Ryan G can't get to the ball. It's point Seton Catholic. Jadal Sheik checks in for John Canner. Number 1 back to serve for Seton Catholic. Ball sent over. Passed by Bossel. Set up for Ian Booth, who hits the ball over. Passed by Seton Catholic. And blocked at the net by Ian Booth. One more point, and ACP has this game. Oh, and there's some controversy over the point here. And they end up giving the point to Seton Catholic. They call the ball out of bounds. Ball sent over the net. Passed by Ian Booth. Set up for Ian Booth, who hits it down, but it's saved by Seton Catholic. Ball set up for number 1, who hits the ball over. Passed by Bossel. And Zach can't get the ball over. Point Seton Catholic. And the serve misses. Point ACP. Elise Hernandez checks in for Zach Lund. Bossel Hassan goes back to serve. Ball's in off of Seton Catholic's hands. Hit out by Seton Catholic. ACP wins the game.